Hi, I'm still in the bed. I'm still telling stories. And I hope that you're not bored to tears yet because I have more stories to tell. Just in high school, I actually had a lot of interest in high school. I had only a couple of friends in high school because the one I talked about before, Anita, she moved. Well, before that, we got different classes. She was in the honors classes. I was in what was called alternative school. It was for the kids that were former drug addicts. They were the teen moms and that kind of thing that were in this class. That they needed to graduate. They didn't have enough credits, and so they were put into this class. And I enjoyed being in alternative school. But anyway, so Anita moved. We weren't in the same classes, so we didn't really see each other. And we got different lunches. So, I mean, we could have at least been in lunch together, but we weren't. Uh, when we had assemblies and that kind of thing together, we saw each other and said hi and talked, but we didn't really talk to each other that much. And so that's kind of sad. And then my other friend Joy, in the middle of our sophomore year of high school, she moved. Even though I talked to her a little bit afterwards, I lost was really touch. Into until I was about 15 years old. I listened to there was a local Portland station called Z100, and they played pop music like boy bands and uh, Janet Jackson and just I mean Madonna and just pop music, current pop music. And so I basically my cousin that is I'm 8 months older than him. I was into whatever he was into. If he said that there was a shirt that I was wearing, even if it was my favorite shirt, I all of a sudden wouldn't wear it anymore, even when he wasn't around. If he liked a CD I bought, I liked it even more. If he didn't like a certain kind of music, I didn't like it anymore. Well, I stopped listening to Z100 because he started listening to alternative music. And I started wearing like rock shirts, band shirts. I have a shirt that says Bush on it, the band Bush. I have a Rage Against the Machine that I used to wear a lot. I have a 311 shirt, which I still like. He doesn't like Limp Bizkit, but I do, so I it wasn't 100% influential, but he did influence me a lot. I got a gift card for my birthday, I believe it was. And so he said, "Well, it would be really cool if you got that CD, Jody." And I spent my gift card on that one CD because he told me that he wanted to listen to that CD. So that's how influential he was on me. So anyway, um, I just wore grunge kind of clothes. I layered a lot. I wore a shirt over a shirt with baggy pants, and I wore skater shirt shoes. I'm stuttering. Shoes. I wore skater shoes like I think one brand was called Airwalk that I wore for about a year because I got a new pair of sneakers every year. I was figuring out who I was. So I wore some feminine clothes and some butch clothes, and I was just realizing that I just wanted to get those clothes because I knew the popular kids were wearing them, and it wasn't something that I really wanted to wear. And I just realized that I being myself is good enough, and I don't have to change who I am to fit in anywhere. If someone doesn't like me, then that's tough on them as their loss kind of an attitude, and that's what I learned when I was about 17 years old. And when I was I'll talk about this in another video, but when I was 15, I realized I was attracted to women. I didn't know if it was just me thinking they were hot or thinking that I was attracted to them, but I would never do anything with them. And then later, I it's just I wanted to make it concrete. So if I came out of the closet, I wouldn't go back and say, well, I'm straight. It was just a phase I was going through because I wanted people to take it seriously and take me seriously. And so I'll talk about that some more later. It was actually there's this organization in Portland called SMIRC, and basically I had a case manager. She called herself a case manager. It was basically anything that you needed help with, she would help you with. And I needed help going on public transportation, and so she taught me how to use public transportation. And I still use that every time I go to Portland, I still use that skill, and it's thanks to her. And I had a counselor at the time. That I wasn't like a guidance counselor. I just talked to them about my problems, and I still have their email address. I still about once a year, and I should email them. It's been a while, but I should email them and tell them about my current life and everything. I still talk to them on occasion. Not the case manager, the counselor that I had. And I still have their email address, but anyway, the organization SMIRC, going back to the topic I'm talking about, SMIRC, it's Sexual Minorities Youth Recreational Center. And it was basically a building that they were renting out. It had a pool table that was donated. It had a CD player, multi-disc CD player with a radio that people listened to music on. Then there was another room that had a TV and a VCR. That had some movies, but it was basically for you to bring. There were scheduled times that you would talk to people in that room. It was people teaching you how to deal with being transgendered, how to deal with coming out to your parents. It was kind of like a seminar you'd go to. I never went to any of them, but they were there for the public support groups, that kind of thing. And basically, it was a way for me to get out of the house and for me to see people that are like me. And so that was helpful. And they told me, get out of the house and go to SMARC is a big step from just sitting around watching TV doing nothing all day. And so I appreciate that part of my life, that I went there until I was 18. I graduated high school and I moved. So that's fun. And basically, what else am I going to talk about with you guys about this topic? Basically, I have in my yearbook that somebody told me that they heard that I was a lesbian, and so I shouldn't hang out with them. I shouldn't hang out with them. They shouldn't hang out with me. And she wrote in my yearbook that people were telling her not to hang out with me because of that, and she doesn't care who I am. That as long as I'm a nice person. That was really nice. I still have that in my yearbook, obviously, so that's a really nice thing for her to put in my yearbook. And so basically that was my friend. We weren't really best friends, but we got along together. And so that's fun. And I talked to her about a year or so ago. She was in the Army and she had a job in Florida,